Hello everyone, and welcome to Alien Reddit Stories, where I tell alien stories off of Reddit. I'll leave the link for the story in the description. Let's just get into it. I can't say for sure what happened to me that night, but here's what I know. I was driving home for the weekend from school at Indiana University. It takes me about, hey, look at you in your alma mater. Congratulations. I hope you graduated with honors. But I digress. It takes me about 2 hours to get home, and I left Bloomington around 10 p.m. At exactly 10:53, I am on a rural stretch of the 2-lane highway I take home, and I noticed what appeared to be flashing lights behind me. I thought, great, I'm getting pulled over. Yeah, nobody likes that. So I turned onto the next country road, and a quarter mile from where I noticed the lights. As the car came to a stop, and I started to open my glove box to get out my registration and proof of insurance, the lights suddenly disappeared, and no car drove past. Now here is where the story takes a turn for the weird. Yeah, that was already weird. And I'm sure you guys will think I'm just making it all up, because it really does seem like something straight out of a typical UFO movie or story. You know, sir, ma'am, you'd be shocked at how many stories are so similar, down to the same body types, same physical bodies, crafts. What does that tell you? Like, really think about it, all right? But I digress. The electronics in my car started to go haywire. The radio was randomly changing stations while the volume kept going up and down, while the dome light and headlights start to flicker and turn off and back on. This was at 10:56 p.m. Yeah, this sounds like every rural alien movie I've ever seen, with, you know, those type of music and a dusty road. But I digress. This was at 10:56 p.m. I started to think to myself that my battery must be flailing, or else I will have some sort of short somewhere in the electric system of my car. So I leaned down to pop the hood so I could take a look at the battery. And that is the last thing I remember doing. The next thing I know, I open my eyes and see nothing but the night sky, full of bright stars. Lucky. It was a cold night, and it seemed like I had never seen stars that bright in my life. I sat up and looked around and saw absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. I was in the middle of a field surrounded by corn stalks. Yeah, this is like every movie I've ever seen. Left over from the recent harvest. Salute to the farmers out there. You feed us. As I started to come to my senses, I started to freak out. Where am I? Why the F am I asleep in the middle of a field? Where the F is my car? Sir, do you need to swear so much? Seriously? We're trying to be PG here at the Reddit Stories. But I digress. I got up and started walking around the distant headlights I could see from a road about half a mile away. When I got to the nearest intersection, I looked at the signs which read 350N and 50W. I was half a mile away from where my car, which was just right off the main road. I started walking toward the headlights I could see on the main road. I can't say how long it took me to walk the half mile, but it couldn't have been more than 10 or 15 minutes. When I arrived at my car, all the lights were out. My battery had died, which struck me odd because I couldn't have been gone for that long. I looked at my phone, which was sitting on the passenger seat, and the time was 2:17 a.m. Wow. Over 3 hours had passed since I turned off onto the side of the road for the flashing lights behind me. I remember sitting in my car completely dumbfounded, wondering what the hell had just happened to me. After about half an hour or so, After about half an hour of just sitting there, I remembered that my battery was dead. So I got on the phone and called AAA to come out and give me a jump. It took about a half an hour for them to get to me since I was a good distance away from the nearest town, during which I just sat in my silence, running through the possible scenarios in my head concerning what had just happened. To this day, I couldn't tell you what really happened to me that night. All I know is I can't think of any possible explanation as to why I woke up over half a mile away from my car in the middle of a cornfield, more than 3 hours after I had stopped. I remember I have only shared this story with one other person, my uncle. I'm sure people would either look at me crazy or they would call bullshit on the whole story. I don't call BS, sir. I'm sorry, I actually swear to it. Damn it. You see, you're infecting me with your vulgarity. But I forgive you, because you went through a traumatizing thing. And I can't blame them. If somebody came to me with a story like that so closely mirrors a stereotypical encounter story, I probably wouldn't believe them either. Corrected, conflicting tenses. No, yeah, sir, don't be, we're not that concerned about grammar here at Alien Reddit Stories. Sir, ma'am, I believe you. A lot of loopy, weird experiences are happening out there. I had one myself. So, if you made it this far, go ahead and smash the Alien subscribe button. Go ahead and press that Reddit like button, and also, if you could, press that stories bell to get notifications. I'm trying to grow this channel, so if you could do that, that would be really helpful for me. Otherwise, don't worry about it. The fact that you took in one of my stories, I'm very humbled. You don't owe me your time, but since you spent it with me, I want to thank you. I will leave my email in the description so you can send me a story if you like. We already have one up, and hopefully I'll get more. I'll see you next time on Alien Reddit Stories.